Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm back on Forza Horizon 4 presenting the 1968 Pontiac Firebird. Now, a couple things about this car. This was meant to compete with the Ford Mustang back in the day, especially against the GT350s and the Shelbys and the like. Something like the Boss 302 as well. So what we have here is a 6.5 litre V8 producing 335 horsepower and nearly 600 newton meters of torque, which is relatively healthy, and it makes that power up at about 5,500 RPM, so it's quite a low revving motor. And what we're going to do today is upgrade it, upgrade its internals, give it some better suspension, really give it that muscle car feel, make it a bit more modern, kind of like a Restomod. I will say though, just from driving it stock, that it's got quite good power delivery. It's quite linear, and the 4-speed box is relatively slow, but doesn't really dull the driving experience. It is a bit wallowy though. It weighs over 1,600 kilos, which is pretty heavy. Its predecessor from 1963 weighed about 1,500, so an extra 100 kilos does make a lot of difference. Oh yeah, look at that little drift. Not very quick to shift, but can't blame it for a car from the late 60s. It's very easy to hoon around. Sounds nice too. I've actually just unlocked it, and also you'll notice that it's in this fabulous pearlescent orange colour. I didn't really muck about with any of the settings or tuning, but I just decided to change the paint because the blue that it comes with standard is awful, in my opinion. But yeah, let's take it back to the festival and see what we can do to upgrade it. So, here we are. Gonna just give it slightly better tyres because that's what we need. We're gonna give it maybe sports tyres. Actually, vintage race tyres do look a lot better, in my opinion. 215s with 14-inch rim. How tyres have changed. Look at the profile. It's quite big. I could imagine this ride being quite comfortable. Going to give it really fat tyres at the back. 345s. Oh, they are absolutely massive. Let's give it some of them engine spacers. Yeah, this would definitely need a wider track for those 345s. Now it has much more of a beastly presence. Let's give it some aero too. Oh yes. Yeah, we got to have the bonnet sticking out there. That'll look awesome. So, a couple of things I want to do is just upgrade the transmission, as well as put a roll cage in it. Kind of make this a more race-inspired type of Firebird. Give it better brakes. Give it some race suspension. Damn, that does look slam now. And yeah, just see how fast we can make it with its stock engine. 303 kilogram weight reduction will definitely help us around the corners. 7 horsepower gains from that, nothing. Carburetors, barely anything, adds weight too. I think the most gain we'll get is from the cams. Yeah, that's it, 117 more horsepower, so we're making 500 now, and we're not even done yet. Bore this out to probably 7 litres, 7.2. Don't want to keep it NA. Okay, let's see what we can do. Twin turbos or supercharger? Supercharger has much more linear power, and it's more traditional of an American muscle car to have a supercharger. Well, that really does up the torque though. Over 100 newton meters and 78 horsepower. So we're nearly rocking 700 horsepower. Oh, that intercooler really does give us some gains. Nearly 1,000 newton meters of torque too. Yep, so that's all the way up. This is costing me 75k. That's a lot. But yeah, 730 horsepower. So we've got Lamborghini levels of power. Importantly, we've got to alter this gearbox. Let's Let's tighten up the ratios in second a little bit, and third. Make fifth a little bit longer. This might be able to hit 200. Let's find out. Oh, this is rapid. Already 100 miles an hour, 120. It's actually shaky with the revs. It's far surpasses its original top speed of 140. You're gunning it. Oh, pretty scuff, but never mind. We've still got a long enough stretch to get as far as possible. 190. Oh, 98. Can we get to 200? Oh, not quite. Oh, that shifting is glorious in this machine. Braking's phenomenal too. What a gorgeous looking car, honestly. Reckon back in the day, a lot of people would tune these like crazy. The drag strip's where this lives, and now that we know that it's got a very good top speed, let's try and get it as fast as we can in the quarter mile. Look at that blower, just sitting there. So we're getting some classic muscle cars. Should get a very good launch with this. Oh, 100 miles an hour, and we're straight down the middle. Fairly impressive time, I think. 11.4 seconds. That is pretty good. So not quite as fast as a Lambo, but then again, we don't have all-wheel drive, and we've not got modern suspension or the most modern tyres. Pretty impressive. In Britain, though, it's not all about the straights. The only straights we have are on dual carriageways and our motorways. So we're going to take this on a fairly twisty track. Just in terms of handling, this is pretty good. And the speed is very good. The power is extremely linear. In-gear acceleration is fab. Revs out very nicely. It's not the highest grade S1, despite it having, you know, 730 horsepower, I think. The torque just catapults it too. Let's actually do a high gear pull from 100. So go down to 100. This is pretty quick, you know. Quick as the original one at full throttle, to be honest. Even though it had 4 gears instead of the 6. Right, enough chit chat, let's get the racing. So we're at the Lake District Sprint, back of the pack on unbeatable difficulty. Let's see what we can do against these muscle cars. Oh, barely any wheel spin, in spite of the huge amount of power we have on tap. Oh, get out of the way. Cars in front of us nearly flying. They ain't got as much stability as us, though. Look at that, we're just passing them like they're standing still. Oh, nearly went off. I am genuinely surprised I didn't crash there. Yeah, like I said, this is a resto mod. I wanted to keep it as true to the original as possible, only giving it upgrades to its current engine and giving it vintage race tyres instead of the sports tyres. Because, you know, realistically, that is... Oh, sorry about that, guys. My game crashed. It obviously couldn't handle the power of the Pontiac Firebird. So I decided to reboot the game. Just got on a circuit race. Greendale Club Circuit. This race should be shorter than that Lake District Sprint anyway. Plus, we can truly exploit this car's handling now. It's a bit of a drift machine when you get it going. Hold the clutch in. Bang it into third, slide around easy peasy. But when you want it to, it stabilizes at speed. It's like a rocket ship, really closing the gap. I think I'll be able to get all these 3 on the straights. Oh, nudge one out the way. That comes to my advantage. They ain't got the top end like I have. Going much quicker than that, them. Downforce keeping me planted. Oh, riding the wall. Oh, oh, that was a really good drift. Not intentional though. But to be fair, I need to find my way back into first again without getting knocked off by the opponents behind me. Oh, I leveled up. Oh, taking too many risks. I'm being a bit dirty with this one. This is really good at, you know, keeping the skills on. Okay. This guy ain't got a chance in the straight. Even if I was drifting a little bit, losing traction, and I still passed you. So, final lap to go. Not risking it this time. Trying to be more professional. See if we can get under 1 minute. So I want my target to be about 58, 59 seconds. If I don't crash, I'll be able to get to that. Oh, this thing is so good. The thing is, despite the performance stats, like the handling, it exceeds my expectations. For such an old car, an old vintage car, I mean, well, it is a classic now. It's so good in this upgraded form. Oh, don't slide off. 55, 56, 57. Bang on the money with a 58 something. Best lap. Absolutely smashed it, in my opinion. Thank you very much for watching this video, guys. And to wrap this up, I really do like this Pontiac Firebird. It did genuinely surprise me. I thought it would still be like a boat despite the weight reduction. I mean, I know I've added a lot to it, really restored it and get it to a modern standard, but genuinely very impressed. So, that's the end of the video. Please like, share and subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you with another Forza Horizon 4 video for the next update, and let's see what fun cars I come out with. Cheers.